Hi everyone. Okay, it's just a super quick video. I just saw Top Gun today, Maverick, the latest installment in the Top Gun franchise. It's not really a franchise. It's just a sequel. It's not like it has a lot of them like Mission Impossible. It's for those of you who have not seen Top Gun, the 80s classic. I highly recommend for you to go check it out because it's a classic for a reason, and it's really well done. It hits you right in the nostalgia of the 80s, as well as this sequel. Now, the movie, let's kick off by saying that you don't need to see Top Gun before see Top Gun Maverick, which is the continuation of the first one. It took this long. It took a lot of time, a lot of decades for this to get done because Tom Cruise was waiting for the right script, for the right story to tell, which apparently it's this one. And actually, he's right. It is. It was the perfect script. It was the perfect story. It was just perfection. I mean, from the score, I mean, you didn't have to see the first one to understand a little bit about Maverick's past, Maverick's background, what had happened, because there is a correlation between the first one and this one. For those of you who have not seen the first one, I'm gonna give you a little bit of spoilers, so beware. I mean, the first one, Top Gun, the one that it was premiered in the 80s. He has this best friend, Goose. He was his co-pilot, and tragically, during the movie, in one of the parts of the program called Top Gun, he dies. There was an accident, and he dies. And he has a son, he has a wife, and then the rest of the movie, it's all about Maverick trying to overcome that and trying to graduate the Top Gun class, so that, you know, he can move on with his life and overcome these mental block that he has due to his best friend, because he's not just his wingman, it's just his best friend demise. And this movie, it's a continuation of that. Of course, decades have passed, and now Top Gun's best friend, Goose, his son, he's the one who has been called upon with a number of pilots to go on a mission that it's really dangerous, and Maverick himself is the one who has to train this team. Now, you didn't have to see the first movie, because within this movie they sort of go into Maverick's past, and, you know, certain memories, their flashbacks or racontos, and you didn't have to. But if you didn't have to, you would miss some clue things, like certain lines, certain music, certain songs. There are certain things that are in this movie that are a callback of the first one, that if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen the first one, you would miss it, and it wouldn't hit you as much as someone who has seen it. For me, for the first, the music, when it just starts, it's like, man, this is the Top Gun theme, Jesus. And when Rooster is playing on the piano, it's like the same song Maverick and Goose used to play when they were young. And, like, there are so many things, so little details that someone who has seen the movie would probably, you know, right in the feels, man, right in the feels. And I think it was a really great sequel. I think it was really fantastic. I love it. I love that they even got even further or more into details as to the G-force and how it works, and more in the action and more in the flight, and how to prepare them for the unexpected. These best pilots who are already graduated from Top Gun, they're the best in their class, and that's what it's all about. This is not another movie about Goose's son, Rooster, in the training program. No, he has already done the program. He has already graduated, and that's what I loved about this movie. It wasn't another story about, teacher, instructor, teacher or master, and student, and then Maverick taking Rooster under his wing. No, he already graduated. He already made his life. It was about reconnection, however, but it was also about leaving the past behind. And when Val Kilmer showed up as well, wow, man, right in the feels. There are certain moments that just hit you differently. If you have seen the first one, and when they're talking, and Tom Cruise is like crying, is like, wow, man, I felt that. Yeah, it was emotional. It was an emotional ride. So I think that Top Gun fans should be satisfied with this sequel. There are not many sequels that actually, usually sequels aren't usually the best. This is one. Man, the sequels are having, some of them are having like a really good year. From Scream to this, I think Scream was also really great. Actually, it wasn't a sequel. It wasn't a sequel, so it doesn't count. But this sequel, there are some great sequels throughout the years, but Top Gun Maverick, it surprised me. It's it was said that it was really good, and it is. Tom Cruise's performance was amazing. Miles Teller always delivers as usual. I think I really like the actor, so I think he does a pretty good job. And everybody else on the cast, I think they were absolutely amazing. But Tom Cruise, is like, I don't recall having seen him acting. I know that he probably has, but I haven't recalled him seeing in certain dramatic scenes that require, like crying. I haven't seen him touch that or connect with that much of a deeper emotion, as the level of crying, of emotional, depth in his characters. When I think of Tom Cruise, I usually think of characters that are more like action-packed films, like Jack Reacher, Mission Impossible, and any type of film that are like are pretty much action-packed, and he does his own stunts. And I love the fact that for this movie they took all of the actors to train them as someone who in the aviation field would, going with G-force, struggling, and all. I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was awesome. And in this action sequences, and especially in the main action sequence, in the climax, during the climax, I was at the edge of my seat. I was like literally on my seat, like also like driving, not like driving, actually piloting. Like if I was also piloting the aircraft with Tom Cruise and with the others. So I thought that was nice. I thought that was a nice touch. I thought it was also a nice touch that we got to see a little bit more about Top Gun actually going into action and putting themselves in danger, even not only in the air, but also on Earth. If you have seen the movie, you would know what I'm talking about. And it comes full circle. There are so many callbacks, like shots. There are so many shots that are so similar to the first one, then that if you haven't seen the first one, it's okay. You can watch this and you will still understand. But there are certain shots, there are certain words. Talk to me, Goose. And then Rooster saying, talk to me, Dad. God, that was like peak callback, peak cinema. I loved it. I really loved it. So you should probably check it out. Yeah. At one point, I was thinking, it would be so awesome if they both say it at the same time. Like, if they both say, like, Maverick says, "Talk to me, Goose," and Rooster says, "Talk to me, Dad," at the same time. That would have given me goosebumps. And it still give me goosebumps, even though that doesn't happen, but that would have... I don't know why. I was thinking, that would be great. That would be amazing to see. But anyway, yeah, you should go check it out. I don't know if this is a review more than... I don't like doing reviews anyway, so this is more like a sort of like a afterthoughts and what I think about the film, and it was great, awesome. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you very much for staying all the way to the end, and as always, I'll see you on the next video. And as always, take care.